All right, what's poppin', YouTube? Um, we back, man. I'm gonna just get straight into it, man. My boy Gervonta Tank Davis, man, he been getting a lot of criticism lately. You know what I'm saying, on his resume or whatnot. Max Kellerman has some stuff to say. You know, people been criticizing him a lot. You know what I'm saying, but I'm just gonna get into it, and I'm gonna let y'all know what I think. You know, as we go through these videos and all of that. This is just a quick like AI overview. I had looked at it. I just wanted to put Tank Davis news. It just says Gervonta Tank Davis recently announced plans to retire from boxing in 2025 following an exhibition match against Jake Paul. So that's what's circulating. That's his plan, I guess, for right now, is to retire. I don't know if it's 100%, you know, solid that he's retiring after this, but that's what's going around. So we got Max Kellerman delivers brutal verdict on Gervonta Davis resume. Max Kellerman claims Gervonta Davis is taking the route followed by Oscar De La Hoya. See, I'm gonna read through this real quick. Max Kellerman thinks Gervonta Davis is padding his resume and avoiding the best fighters in his division. Davis, 30-0-1 with 28 knockouts, is widely recognized as one of the most popular boxers of the modern era. Whenever Davis fights, it's usually all action. He rarely fails to deliver a knockout, and alongside, in a way, Tank is one of the most exciting fighters in the world. There are some big names on the Baltimore Boxers resume, including Ryan Garcia, Rolly Romero, Mario Barrios, Isaac Cruz, Frank Martin, and more. Kellerman, though, isn't impressed and claimed that Tank avoids the best fighters in the division. Let me see. Speaking on Inside the Ring show, Kellerman argued Malik Scott that Tank is fabricating his resume, like Oscar De La Hoya. He thinks Davis strategically avoids the best fighters in his division, saying this is what Top Rank did with Oscar De La Hoya for a while. You fight credible guys with names, good fighters, but never the killers in the division. At lightweight, you will fight Rafael Ruelas, right? Floyd did this when he left lightweight. Did he fight Costa Tszyu at welterweight? Did he fight Margarito when Margarito was on top? So, Max Kellerman, you know, he made some interesting points. You know what I'm saying? You can't knock that. That's some pretty interesting points about fighters from the past like Oscar De La Hoya and Floyd. But in my opinion, that still doesn't take away from their greatness. You know, Floyd and Oscar De La Hoya, that doesn't take away from their greatness, if you ask me. But yeah, let's get into this video real quick. Oh wait, it's another line, I guess. When you mentioned Santa Cruz, he has already moved up. Now he is moving up again, and he is older. That's not the best guy in the division. Now, before I start this video, I'm gonna say this. Tank is like, for a while, he's been like one of my favorite fighters. You know, since Floyd retired, it's been like Bud and Canelo and Tank. Like, no, those are like probably top three for me, you know, as far as wanting to see them fight all the time and getting excited for their fights when they happen and all of that. So Tank, you know what I'm saying? That's my boy. Like, I rock with Tank. But before I go any further, I just want to let y'all know that I do rock with Tank, but I'm gonna keep it 100 though.
Maybe there's a reason they're not fighting. I'm not fighting the top guys.
That's a great point.
But the resume doesn't say what Max is saying.
What resume? What resume you?
Ryan Garcia, Leo Santa Cruz.
No, Leo Santa Cruz.
Rolly Romero is a very. I said heavy. Let me finish.
Yeah, but they're never. But none of those guys are the best fighter in the division. Malik, right? Like, so.
All right, so I don't like how they like to downplay his resume. Ryan Garcia is a very solid fighter, very formidable opponent. Leo Santa Cruz was a a good fighter. He did come up in weight. All right, cool. But a lot of fighters fight people that come up in weight. Rolly Romero is a current champion right now. These are fighters that he beat before anybody else beat him as well, too, though. Like, Rolly Romero was undefeated, I believe. Ryan Garcia was undefeated. And if you want to keep it real, people was kind of avoiding Ryan until Tank exposed him. And then they jumped in the ring with him. You know, Devin Haney jumped in the ring after Tank beat Ryan. He jumped in the ring with Ryan, and he took a L. Now, I don't really count that as a fair fight though, because he was overweight and he popped for Osterring. So, but I will say this: that left hook, there was no way, like none of that had nothing to do with him getting hit with that left hook like that over and over, bro. You know that's all Ryan got, and you kept getting hit with it. But I need to see that rematch. And it needs to be a fair fight. I think it's still going to be a real tough fight for Devin. That's just what I believe. But back to what I was saying. Devin took that fight after Tank beat him. You know what I'm saying? Tank has he has names on his resume just like these other guys do. But I'm going to let them keep talking. I got more to say on that too.
He's fighting. This is what
Credible.
Top Rank did with Oscar De La Hoya for a while. You fight credible guys with names, good fighters, but never the killers in the division. You know, at lightweight you'll fight Rafael Ruelas, right? Or Floyd. This is when he left lightweight. Did he fight Costa Tszyu at welterweight? Did he fight Margarito when Margarito was on top? Careful, right? Tank his whole career. When you bring up Santa Cruz, he'd already moved up. Now he's moving up again, and he's older. That's not the best guy in the division.
You know what I think I'm going off of, Shady? I think I'm going off of the performance rate. I'm going off of what he did and how he did it to these guys.
So he looks better because the guys he's doing it against. But another thing about Tank is where it is like, I think he can beat a lot of them top guys.
Me too.
But
you think he doesn't think that?
I don't think he does. You know why? Because
And that's another thing. I said this probably a year or two ago in one of my older videos about Tank. I believe he can beat anybody they put in the ring with him if it's around his weight class and all that. I feel like he's either going to win or he's going to give his opponent hell in the ring. It's not about, I don't think it's about he's afraid to fight him or he doesn't believe in himself. I honestly just think he doesn't care. He's been saying it for a while now. It's been a couple years, I believe, since he came out and said, like, I never told y'all I wanted to be an undisputed champion. You know, I never told y'all that I was chasing legacy. He said in the beginning, like, I did this to change my situation. He's from Baltimore, bro. He did this for the bag to change his situation and become something other than a statistic in the Baltimore streets. So now I do get why people are kind of upset and they kind of coming at him. It's because it's kind of a letdown. If you're a real boxing fan and you're a student of the game and you see a fighter like Tank, you see the way he performs, he gets knockouts. He's not scared to mix it up. He takes punches to get his off. Like, and you just see the potential, but it's like, he doesn't really care about that. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's us. We're trying to put something on him. You know what I'm saying? We're placing our expectations of him on him, and he's not even chasing that. You know what I'm saying? He just in a different lane. He came to get his bag, bro, and that's exactly what he did. You gotta admit he's one of the most exciting fighters in boxing. When you tune into a Gervonta Tank Davis fight, more than likely you about to see him put belt to ass, period. And you know that. That's why everybody keep tuning in every time he fight. Y'all talking about his resume. Y'all talking about he needs to fight such and such, but y'all keep tuning in. It's because y'all know he's exciting. And y'all about to see belt to ass. Like, period. Like, we know he about to whoop ass, bro. So
he'll never have a fight where he's fighting somebody elite versus elite. He'll never do it.
So he will never see a fight with him fighting somebody elite versus elite. So this is my thing. This is what I think about that, bro. Everybody is criticizing him like he has to make the fights alone by himself. Shakur hasn't fought Tank, hasn't fought Devin. Supposedly he's about to fight Ryan, but he hasn't fought Ryan. Or Tio. He's about to fight Tio, but he hasn't fought him yet. I don't know if that fight is 100% sealed to go or what. He hasn't fought Ryan. Ryan fought Devin. Ryan is the only one really that's trying to fight everybody, if you want to keep it a buck. Ryan fought Tank and he fought Devin. And he fought Rolly. Like, he's really the one trying to get it in, get in the ring with everybody, bro. But T.O., who did he fought Loma. Everybody got at least one or two good names on their resume. But as far as those top guys, they're not fighting each other. Like, unless y'all, everybody that's criticizing Tank when it comes to this, unless y'all unless y'all fly on the wall when it comes to contract negotiations and know exactly what happened and it's Tank avoiding people, then y'all can't say he's avoiding them, because they're not fighting him either. Like, why is it only up to him to make the fight? You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make sense. They all don't have each other on their resume. Like, I don't know. It's you can't fight everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like it never happens that way. Like Max Kellerman just said, Oscar didn't fight a lot of the killers. I don't want to say a lot, because for all the fights I grew up watching, Oscar De La Hoya, he was getting into wars, bro. Like, so I don't really know, bro. He got some real competition on his resume. So does Floyd, especially early Floyd. What was not Money Mayweather, but Pretty Boy Floyd. He was running through everybody, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Getting knockouts. Like, it wasn't the TBE Floyd that we was seeing towards the end of his career, Money Mayweather. It was Pretty Boy Floyd. He was built the ass. Like, but yeah, man, I just don't like how they trying to play Tank, bro. Like, y'all, I don't like it, because they all don't have each other on their resume. So it's kind of weird to just be like, oh, Tank is not fighting anybody. But Shakur and Devin ain't fought. Shakur and Ryan ain't fought. Shakur and Tio supposed to be fighting. As far as Tank go, if he retires, you know what I'm saying? If he retires, it is what it is. He felt like he accomplished what he set out to accomplish. We're placing our expectations on him to be a legend in boxing, to be on Mount Rushmore. You know what I'm saying? Like what Bud doing right now. This is what Bud set out to do with his boxing career. He set out to become the best ever in boxing, and he's on his way. He's arguably on the Mount Rushmore right now, bro. That's what he set out to do. Tank said, I'm trying to change my situation, bro. I'm trying to get out the streets of Baltimore. He accomplished that, and he done made a lot of money. He putting people, he filling the stands up. He putting people in them seats, bro, every time. And yeah, man, that's just how I feel about that, man. I could go on and on about that. And I still feel like if he really puts 100% into boxing, I still feel like he the most dangerous one, bro. Like, that's just how I feel about it, but he just not on that. So it's like you gotta accept what he on. We can't make him be chasing legendary status when that's not really what he doing, bro. So yeah, that's all I got, man. I'll see y'all in a minute.